something is better than nothing, right? Some strange reason, Democrats and Republicans have the same problems, the same issues. We just trudge along with it. Let's talk about it.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
This is the House bill for the border, y'all. This right here. Republican leadership intended as an incentive for conservatives to support a foreign package for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. The border bill, y'all, the border bill was attached to the foreign aid bill. And this bill was made by Republicans. This is a Republicans bill, bro. Republicans in the House eventually passed this and sent it to the Senate. This bill was written by Republicans, right? It was written by Republicans. They wrote this bill. This bill in the House, it was written in the House, created in the House. The House voted it down because they said it's never going to pass. Never going to pass the Senate. They eventually got it to pass the House. But again, this was written by Republicans. Right? They said it was written by Republicans, and the Republicans said it's a sham. The Republicans who wrote it said it's never going to make it into law. The Republicans that wrote that, they wrote that law, sent that law to the Senate. They sent it. It was voted down. The Democrats voted it down in the House. It eventually passed the House and went to the Senate. All right, they busted the bill up because they wanted the bill to. They claimed, oh man, this bill is gonna give foreign aid, and we're conservatives, so we're not gonna send any money. Right? Wrong. Right after this bill, let me scroll to the top now so you can see this. This bill, April 20th, 2024, is when the House voted this bill down because this bill supported $95 billion of foreign aid. That's why they voted it down. They ended up splitting the foreign aid from the bill, from the border bill. They ended up splitting it, right? So, and then they were able to push it through. Now, they passed a House foreign aid bill 2 days later. The foreign aid bill, they passed it for $60.8 billion for Ukraine, $26.4 billion for Israel, $8.1 billion for Indo-Pacific security, whatever the fuck that means. All right, add it all together, that's $843.7 billion that Congress approved in March of this year. Congress is controlled by Republicans. Republicans approved almost $1 trillion in foreign aid. Republicans control the House. They could vote it down. They didn't. They separated this bill, the border bill, from the foreign aid bill, and approved both of the bills. They approved them both, sent them both to the House, to the Senate. This is y'all, man. This is Republicans. Sent both of these to the Senate for approval. Both of them. Now, the problem that I have with that, multifaceted. First and foremost, why the fuck are we sending billions of dollars to another country as if we're not fucked up right here? We're sending almost $1 trillion. Almost $1 trillion, 940 something billion dollars we're sending overseas. to Ukraine, to Israel, to whatever the fuck they want to do in the Pacific. Why are we sending $1 trillion? And they say it's our interest. We're sending the money in our interest. If it's in our interests, well, then you guys should have voted, right? Now, here's the Democrats. This is the only silver lining, because the Democrats are the one that vote yes for this $1 trillion getting sent to everybody else. They vote yes for it. Yeah, we got to support Ukraine and support Israel and support Indo-Pacific securities. We got to support them. We are voting to support them, right? It's our interest, American interest, to support those people, right? So when the bill got to the Senate, because it has to pass the House and then pass the Senate, and then it gets signed by the president. That is what makes it law. That's what makes it go through and all that other good shit, right? So when the bill passed in the House and went to the Senate, the Democrats voted right along with it. They voted right along with it. The Democrats was like, bet, look, we all vote. It's 50 of us and it's 50 of y'all. All 50 of us, well, not all of us, because 4 Democrats didn't vote for it, right? 4 Democrats voted against it. Actually, I think was, 2 Democrats voted against it. Yeah, and then these motherfuckers over here voted, what's the name? Was it 4? No, it was 4. You're right. 4, I'm right the first time. 4 Democrats voted against it. And then these 3 Democrats didn't vote at all to make it a law. The problem I have with this situation, right, is not that the Democrats voted the way they voted in the House. No, the problem that I have is that Republicans who said it was such a problem, that border security is such a problem, that's what this is. This is border security. The Republicans who said border security is such a problem, they voted against it. Now, let's make this a little bit bigger, a little bit better for you. Let's make it look a little bit better. Do it this way. There are 4, and I did this live already. There's 4 border states: California, New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas. Those are your 4 border states. Your 4 border states. All right. The Democrats voted for, here they go, highlighted in blue. They voted for border security. New Mexico Democrats voted for border security. All right. If you look down here, these are all Republicans that voted against it. Murkowski is the only Republican that voted for border security, and her state is Alaska. It is the farthest state away from the border. But these are all the Republicans that voted against it. Now, the ones highlighted in burnt orange and blue are the border states. Arizona, Bozeman, and Cotton are border states that voted against the border security. Butler and Padilla, 2 Democrats from California that voted against border security. Horan and Cotton, 2 Republicans from Texas that voted against border security. Now, I don't give a damn about the Democrats that voted against it. I really don't, because the Democrats were going to vote against it anyway. I care more about the Republicans that voted against it. And the only reason why the Republicans voted against it is because the Democrats voted for it. If the Democrats would have voted against it, then the Republicans would have voted for it. They would have voted for it if the Democrats voted against it. If the Democrats voted against it, that will be a campaign talking point, that the Democrats voted against it. But they all voted for it, except for these 4 down here. Yeah, Booker from Jersey, Markley from Maine, 2 motherfuckers who were nowhere near the border, and Butler and Padilla, who should have voted for it. Because voting for it is a motherfucking vote to protect California, protect California's border. They voted against it. All right, so I don't fuck with neither one of them for voting against it, but I have more weight on the Republicans who have made this such a huge deal. Those 4 in burnt orange from Arizona and Texas who have made border security such a huge deal and voted against it. Now, everybody highlighted in yellow are the Democrats who also voted against it. Yeah, those are everybody else highlighted. These are all Democrats that voted against it. Down here are 4 Republicans who didn't vote at all. They did not vote at all. Now, mind you, this is one of their main issues is the border. So I get back to this thing up here because they have absolutely nothing to replace anything that they have going on right now. They have nothing. There is no border security bill. There is literally nothing, y'all. Nothing. They are okay with the border exactly how it is. Their claim was, well, let's split up the financial support, the financial foreign aid package. Let's split that up from the border security bill. Let's split it up. We can't have them both together. You guys, you sneaky Democrats, you're trying to sneak in money. You're trying to sneak in money for the foreign aid, and we're conservatives, and we're not going to pay billions of dollars to Ukraine, Israel, and all the other people. Let's split it up. And then they passed it. So they split the two up and then passed the foreign aid and did not pass the border security. Split the two up. Oh man, this bill is a sham because it'll never pass the House or the Senate. Why? Why would it not? The Senate Republicans have run on the same shit the House Republicans run on. Border security, man. Immigration, border security. The border is a national hazard. It's a national disaster. It's a national emergency. Border security board. This administration ain't doing nothing. Border security. And then they have a bill on the table. The most comprehensive bill in my lifetime. The most comprehensive bill that has ever existed for border security. They have that and vote against it. And I tell you guys that something is better than nothing. Let's say they didn't like that bill because of all of the foreign aid that was in. Well, you guys approved the foreign aid. You split the two bills up and approved the foreign aid and didn't approve the border. Just let that sink in. The Republicans wanted to split the bill up. The House Democrats did not want that bill without it combined. The House Democrats didn't. They wanted the whole thing, send the whole thing up. All right. The House Republicans said, we're not putting that in there. We're splitting. Let's split. We got to split that. The border is just a border and foreign aid is just foreign aid. They eventually got it split because they have control of the House. They split it. They got control and approved it to go to the Senate. And then the Senate killed it. The Democrats who didn't want it separated. They didn't want it separated. And that's why they was voting against it, because they didn't want it separated. The Republicans in the House wanted it separated. The Republicans controlled the House, so they separated it. It passed to get to the Senate. And when it got to the Senate, the Democrats that wanted it together, that didn't want it separated, it got to the Senate anyway, and the Senate Democrats approved it. They agreed with it. They blessed off on it. All yeas, only 4 of them, a total of 7, went against it. 7 out of 50 went against it. A total of 7. All of the Republicans, 49 of them, went against it. The Republicans wrote the bill. It was written by Republicans. The Democrats wanted the Democrats who put the co-author on there. It was written by Republicans. Democrats added the foreign aid, right? It went to the House. It went to the floor. The Republicans in the floor said no, busted in half, busted up. These two things are two different things. They busted it up because the Republicans wanted it. The Democrats didn't want it. They approved both of them, finally approved, because they actually blocked it first. And the Republicans wrote it, and they blocked it first. But then they eventually passed it, sent it up, because it had 95 or 80-something billion dollars worth of foreign aid. They got it down to $60 billion worth of foreign aid, and then they passed it and sent it up to the Senate. right? Because the House has to approve it, and then the Senate has to approve it, and then the president signs it or vetoes it. All right. So the House did it, sent it to the Senate for the Senate to approve. The Senate Democrats approved it. The Senate Republicans blocked it when it was written by House Republicans. So the House Republicans and the Senate Republicans disagreed on the bill that was written by Republicans. And then they passed the foreign aid. The party of conservatives, the party of spending money at home, the party of not giving Ukraine and Israel and anything, no money. That party then passed the billions and tens and billions of dollars of foreign aid to go to Ukraine and to go to Israel and to go to the Pacific security. They passed that. So that went forward, but the border security did not. After the Republicans wanted it split in the House. Now, if you're the party of the conservative, wouldn't you think that you would want the border security bill approved for, I want to say, 18 billion? Even if it was 100 billion, $100 billion is less than the almost $1 trillion, y'all. This right here, the $1 trillion, the 939 billion, the 843.7 billion that they already approved in March. That Congress, the Congress that is controlled by Republicans, already approved in March. 843.7 billion they already approved. With this that they're adding to it, that is 939 billion that Congress Republicans approved. So if they approve this, then why wouldn't they approve the maybe $100 billion in border security? Because they did not want it. Because something is better than nothing. So let's say that border security package had in there something about spending some extra money for immigrants in some way, shape, or fashion. No one's telling Ukraine how to spend the damn near $1 trillion we gave them. Nobody's telling Israel how to spend the damn near fucking hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars we gave them. Nobody's telling them how to spend it. So why the fuck would it matter if we gave $180 billion to ourselves to fix our border and then spent some of that money on doing some immigration shit, some immigrants in some type of way? So fucking what? So if majority of the money goes to us strengthening our border because something is better than nothing, who gives a fuck about 1 billion that went to, I don't know, protecting children, immigrants? And making sure they have a safe plane ride back to wherever the fuck they came from? Something like that. So Republicans, y'all have a problem with that, which is the reason why y'all will shit can the bill, because the bill is not doing enough or whatever you think it's going to do. Well, how come y'all are not mad at your motherfucking selves? Because Republicans are the ones that wrote the bitch. Republicans wrote it. So if you guys wrote this motherfucker, how come y'all didn't huddle the fuck up and write it all together? How come y'all didn't do that? How come y'all didn't send this motherfucker back and forth amongst each other to say, tell me what you think before I fucking submit this bitch? Y'all didn't do shit? Y'all just let a Republican write the motherfucker and y'all just throwing it out there, just see when, if Democrats gonna agree. If they agree, we going against it. If they disagree, we going for it all the way. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, bro? And then y'all turn right around and give almost $1 trillion. I will say this one more time. The House controls the power of the purse. The House is controlled by Republicans. Michael Johnson, or whatever the fuck his name is the Speaker of the House. It is controlled by Republicans. You guys control the power of the purse. So all of this amount of bread that is getting pushed to anybody for approval is being approved by you all first. This is a Republican bill. sent to the Senate by a Republican-controlled House to a Senate that is not Democrat controlled. It is not. It is a 50-50 split. Yeah, it's a 50-50 split. So if all the Democrats and all the Republicans vote party line, then the vice president can make the decision on which direction to go. If you guys vote party line. But if you don't vote party line, like you guys didn't vote party line on the border bill, because 4 Democrats voted against it and 3 didn't vote at all. 1 Democrat voted for it and everybody else voted against it. That's how that worked, bro. Everybody voted against it. So if all of the Republicans voted for it, to include the 3 the Republicans that didn't vote at all, if they all voted for it, along with the Democrats that voted for it, it would have passed. Because with the filibuster, you need 60%. Well, there's 100 senators, so that means you need 60 senators to vote yay. It's a Republican bill. If the Democrats voted yay and the Republicans voted yay, it passes easy. If the Democrats and all the Republicans that want that, if the Republicans didn't vote for it, the Republicans who should have voted for it is the Republicans from Arizona, the Republicans from New Mexico, and the Republicans from Texas. Those three sets of Republicans should have voted yes for border security. They should have voted yes. Well, 2, because New Mexico is Democrats. The 2 New Mexico Democrats voted for it. The two California Democrats voted against. The 2 New Mexican Democrats voted for, and the 4 Republicans voted against it. The board of Republicans, they voted against it. Arizona and Texas voted against border security. Bonkers to me when you're crying that the border is a problem. They're getting fentanyl and they're stealing people and they're human trafficking and all this shit. Well, then at least you 4 should have voted for it. At least you 4. Arizona and Texas should have voted in favor, yay, for border security, because something is better than nothing. You voted party line. You didn't vote for your constituents. You didn't vote to claim that it's a problem and then vote for it. You didn't do that. You didn't claim it's a problem and vote for the fix. You said it's a problem and this bill is not going to do enough. It's not going to fix it. Well, guess what? Maybe it wouldn't fix it, but something is better than nothing. It's better than nothing. You did something instead of doing nothing. Yet you guys that want to vote party line so bad just because it's a party line, then don't tell me how bad America is. If you have no plans of voting for any fix, the only fix you motherfuckers want to do is say, we got to get Donald Trump in office. You have no idea what the fuck that's going to do. What's it going to do? Get in office and then say, hey, let's pass the border bill? The exact same one that we killed? What's it going to do? You get in office to pass the border bill, the exact same one you killed. Well, guess what? You're going to lose the House. That's a given. You're going to lose the House. And you might not gain this. You might lose the Senate. But you're going to lose the House. For sure. For sure you're going to lose the House. That goes without saying. You're going to lose the House. The House is going to be a Democratic House. It's going to be for the Democrats. You might win the Senate. But you're definitely going to lose the House. That is a given. So how the hell is anything going to get passed if you lose that, when you lose the House? It's not. It's not. And even if they do try to pass it, you guys won't. Because they did. And vice versa. But at least what I can see from the Democrats is they are willing to work with y'all. I do not see the Republicans willing to work with no Democrats at all. The whole Republican agenda is to own the libs. That's the whole Republican agenda. And the Democrats are too fucking weak to fucking push back. And the Republicans is just some fucking punk ass bullies that if you punch them in the mouth, then they'll run and cower and cry like bitches and talk about how the election was stolen. If you punch them in their motherfucking face. But the Democrats won't do that because they pussy. Whatever. Something is better than nothing. If you got a border bill, which is the best, the most comprehensive plan, the most comprehensive border bill that has ever existed ever in the history of America, the most comprehensive plan. If you've got that and you're telling me that that is not good enough, well, isn't that better than nothing? Because the reason why y'all shit canned it is because of the fucking foreign aid. But you ended up passing the foreign aid by itself. So you passed the foreign aid by itself and shit canned border security. Fucking pathetic. Whatever, man. I'm on to the next one.